Hey there, just a quick reminder, this is a recording of a stream I did on Twitch. If you like this and want more live content, come join the chat and the great community over on Twitch. I stream every week Monday, Friday and Sundays, or follow me on my socials for any changes or extra streams. Okay, thanks, and here's the video.
Right. If I'm a little bit out of it, it's because I've still got cold. I feel more human than I did on Friday. Definitely better than I was on Wednesday. I got work tomorrow. Why am I getting better for work? I don't like this. Right, what are we doing? We're doing some coffee. I'm going to start doing some coffee. Should I start? I'll start the coffee morning stuff here. So yes, welcome to the new camera. Hopefully it's less grainy actually. It's the same GoPro, but because it's using the Camlink Pro and not the very cheap capture card I have, I'm hoping it'll be less grainy of a camera, especially in low light. I could test that, I guess. Okay, it's a little bit grainy. That might just be the GoPro. But yeah, it does look better in general. I'm gonna hopefully get a couple more GoPros, cheap GoPros, some of the older ones, and I'm gonna have one I think fixed here, facing downwards, so you can see like this area. This one will stay on the tripod to be moved around, and then I might have one I can pull out on an arm here, facing down, for when I'm doing Lego stuff and other desk-related things. And then the final camera will probably be replacing this one. And then this one will, I don't know, I'll do something fun with it. Maybe I'll do a top-down view or a corner view of the room and use that for VR or something. But yes, effectively new setup. Thank you for whoever bought me the Camlink Pro. I very much appreciate it. I can now do all the things when I get new cameras. Right, what are we doing today? It's coffee time. What are we doing today? I was given a lot of beans for Christmas. So I was given some Taylor's rich Italian beans. A lot of beans from the shop, from like supermarkets and stuff. I was given some Machu Picchu, Cafe Direct. I was given some Starbucks blonde roast, which would hopefully be their lighter roast, I think, which for Starbucks isn't saying much because they're always too dark. I got some Costa Signature Mocha Italia Signature Blend. And I also got, what else did I get? There's something else. Whatever's in there. I've already opened it, but this one was not beans, it was already pre-ground. Winter edition, Taste the Difference. Taste the Difference is Sainsbury's, right? Yeah, Sainsbury's. It's a winter edition. I don't know why it's winter. It's rich and velvety, apparently. They're all relatively dark roasts. Beans! Starbucks is always too dark. Yep, they are. I mean, Costa's going to be too dark as well. So that one's going to be a dark... well, it's going to be the lighter of their dark roasts. We've got that one, which is just going to be dark. We got this one... which doesn't say. Oh, it's a 4, which is probably going to be what I would call dark, but is what they would call medium. And we got this, which is a 4, which again is dark, but they call it medium these days. That one's already open, so we're going to have some of these, and we're going to try and dial it in on the espresso, which will be a feat. It will be a challenge. Because I've not done that before. Not done it before. I need to remember, I don't need to keep facing the mic to talk. I can just stand in the corner over here. Hello. It's weird. I love it. Right, so I'm gonna, my brain's not working, I'm sorry. We're gonna try and dial it in. I'm gonna try and do my best and just see what happens. I thought that'd be a good idea because a lot of people don't get fancy coffees like I do. So they may want to see what what it's like on the what's the word I'm looking for? Shop bought stuff. There you go. Leah, hello. Welcome to the stream. We're testing out my new mic and my new capture card and various other things. Welcome on in. I'm ill, so it's a bit chaotic. But yes, we're going to do some of this. Unfortunately, as I say, the HDMI cable is too short with this capture card, so this is the best angle I've got. I am purchasing more HDMI cables shortly. We're going to measure out 20 grams of the, oh, balls. Nope, beans didn't go everywhere, it's fine. It's all good. A little bit less. 20, perfect, there we go. I'm going to try and dial it in. Sounds good. Yes, Borodar indeed. It'll be longer shortly. Just amusing yourself. Oh, very funny. I don't think B's in chat to bonk you. Right, so we got our 20 grams of Taylor's from the shop. I'm going to give it a spray because these beans are quite sticky and staticky when they come out of the grinder. If you're finding you have a grinder which is, it sticks to the container they're put into, or it's very staticky, give them a spray, or give them a spray from like a spray bottle and mix it around. Give them a good coat, and it'll get rid of that static. But what you can also do is just get a drop of water and put it in there, like literal one drop, and like give it a good mix. And they'll be less staticky when they come out. There's a pro tip for you. Not too much water, and also if the beans are too oily, it then starts reacting with the oil, and you just need to watch it. But a teeny bit of water will help. You don't want them sticking inside the grinder. So we're gonna put this down to. I'm gonna start it on a 4. I'm going to start on a 4. And we'll see how that does, and then we'll dial in. Hopefully you can't hear the grinder too much. Oh, it sounds like you can. Okay. That wasn't a bonker. It was a pun. I'm going to mute myself for a second. Okay, right. Grinding complete. Let's give it a little bit of a. Yeah, that's much less staticky. It was oh, you can't quite see, but it was so sticky the last time I did this, because I've already done an AeroPress of one of these. It's still a little bit sticky, staticky, but that is better than it was. Oh, I need to turn the turn off. The scales were still on. And those scales tend to eat through batteries. Yeah, you can see it's still quite sticky. But hey, we'll deal. Sticky beans. Right, give it a little bit of a distribution with that. Shake it down, get a little bit more. Give it a whack. And a tamp. Perfect. There you go. We'll stick the old puck screen on. Dog's barking in the background. Please ignore. It isn't bad. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Right, so we need to do a cooling flush of the machine. Those of you who haven't watched before, it is a heat exchanger machine. So there's a big boiler in the middle, and then there's like a pipe that goes around or through it or something. And the pipe that goes around has the water for the espresso part. So it exchanges the heat as it goes around the boiler, which is at obviously 100 degrees. But when you're not running it, the water's just sitting there getting hotter and hotter. And coffee should be 96 degrees max, really. Depends on the roast. So you gotta do what they call a cooling flush. Get all that steamy water out. Is that a good angle? That is a terrible angle, Paul. Oh my God. Okay, I'm a little bit limited because of the HDMI cable. Oh, it's not too bad. I just didn't want the handle in the way. Andy, how's it going? Coffee, fancy. It's fancy-ish. Fancy. All right, just gotta wait for the thing to boil back up because I've cooled it down beyond the temperature. All right, let's give it a go. So this will be the first VOD. It'll tell me if it was too fine or too coarse. That's not too bad. That's actually all right. I might have nailed that in one go. Because what you're usually aiming for, I'll let that settle for a bit. What you're usually aiming for is, if you're putting 20 grams in, typically it's a 1:2 ratio with water, so you want 40 milliliters, because 1 milliliter is roughly a gram of water. So you want about 40-ish out, but it can be 1 to 2.5, so it can go up to about 50. So between 40 and 50, and then you want that over either like anywhere between 25 to 35 seconds. Typically more towards 25 seconds, because that means you've got the resistance right. But you know, if it takes a little bit longer, it takes a little bit longer. You just don't want it faster than that. So when you hit 25 seconds, if you've got about 40 milliliters from 20 grams of coffee going in, you've nailed it. And I know from using this machine a lot that roughly to the bottom of the handle is about 40-ish. I can measure that. Let me get a new cup. It's 42 this time. It does depend on various things, but you know, roughly the bottom of the handle is about right. And I was counting in my head, and that was about 25-ish seconds overall. So I could go finer, and that would be fine. That would be okay because it would take longer for the same amount of liquid out. But there you go. There is my espresso, double espresso, technically. Oh, yeah, that's quite sweet. Not much bitter in there. That's actually kind of nice. It's one of the nicer dark roasts I've had from this. I'm going to I'll make it into an Americano, which is equal parts water, hot water to coffee. There you go. We'll see how that affects it. Obviously, that weakens it. You know, it the flavors kind of. My brain is telling me to say the word stretched. That's not diluted. Is the Oh, I'm not with it today, am I? The flavors have you know they've got a bit weaker and stuff. But what it does is that also opens up other parts of the flavors to you. Stretched coffee, gotta love that stretched coffee. I am just gonna go pour some milk into this. You'll come along for the ride in the mic. Excuse the washing machine that's probably on. Oh no, it's turned off now. So hopefully. It went as soon as I left the room? Well, that's interesting. It worked earlier. Because I went outside and you could hear me, right? Before. Interesting. Is it still going? Yeah, it is still going. Okay. It does pick it back up. That's the important part. Also, interesting thing about these mics is you can do a local recording onto the device itself, so you don't need it connected to anything, not even the receiver. It can just be a recording device. So it would have recorded me when it lost signal, and I could add that in later if I wanted, which is very handy. So there you go, just a little bit of milk. Oh yeah. That's very nice. It's very nice. For a off-the-shelf bean, I know I've done it through my fancy espresso machine. I don't know why I'm showing it to that camera, but that's actually not too bad. It's very dark. I can tell it's super dark. There's not a lot of those the flavors you get from light roasts, which are more aromatic, sort of, the fruitier flavors, the sweeter flavors. There's not much of that, but for a dark roast, that's actually pretty decent. I might get more of that as my just general I don't give a crap what I'm drinking today coffee. Because it's about half the price of the stuff I get. Thinking about it. Yeah, it'll be about half the price of the fancy coffee I get. Yeah. Anyway, any questions from anyone? What I'm going to do now is tidy up slightly. And then we're going to go into some Pokemon. And then, because I don't have to switch the capture card to the thing anymore, I can just go do coffee anytime I want. Oh, fuck. Well, that needs a wash. There we go. Then we do a quick wash. Anyway, I Hit Trickster has bought a new machine. Trickster, how is it going with the new machine? He has. Or he has obtained a new machine. Whether he was gifted it or bought it, I don't know. checking. Was it the is it the Sage Barista? I can't remember which one it was. Bought with a mix of gifted money. Yes. Good. Can't remember what one it was, but it was a nice one from what I remember. Bambino, wasn't it? It's the Bambino. So you got the barista kit, which came with the, I'm guessing the knock box I saw, the 2 cups, the milk frothing jug, and the milk frother? Or was the milk frother, you had that already? I can't see on the website what comes in that. Oh wait, no I can. See what's included. Bean keeping canister, that's what that is. It's not a milk frother. Measuring scales, knockbox, latte art training cup with matching saucer. Oh, they're meant to be specifically latte art mugs. Jewel glass with, glasses as well. Wow. So you got the latte glass and the shot glass, double walled stuff. That's amazing. That's some good stuff. My knockbox is just an old can. It was dog food, if I remember. Two of each of the glasses. I mean, that's really good. That's really good. It's everything you need, really. You don't have to buy anything extra. It'll be interesting to know how the because the basket size is 44 mil rather than 54 mil rather than 58, which is this one. So I'm guessing you can only probably get about 18 grams in it, top of my head, which is, you know, a typical espresso shot, a single shot, would be 8 to 10 grams ish. So a double really is only 16, but people go all the way up to 22 now because people are obsessed with coffee. But a traditional shot is like of coffee in. Out is different. It would be like 16 mils out, all the way up to 45, 50. People are obsessed with coffee? No. Came with single and double shot filters. Double and single wall. Ah, okay, yeah. Obviously, they're just using the doubles, right? I've got a single cup thing. Never use it. You could see the difference in how clean it is. That it was never used by the previous owners either. I've also got all the single baskets. I only ever use one basket, actually. I do have an 18 gram one, and I think it's a, whatever that is, that looks like a, I would go with probably 10 grams. Because double shots. Why not? Am I going to narrate the coffee pour? I was going to do another espresso, seeing as the machine's on. Should we do that now? Hold on, let me go over to, let me switch mics. I'll put the, oh god, I'm not with it, so my brain's just narrating everything I do instead of thinking. We're going to stand up. Put some music back on, there we go. Let me turn my new fancy microphone on so you can hear me as I do the coffee.
You can't hear me. It was muted.
It was muted. Oh, Ollie, if you need to go and de-stream, please go do that. But we're gonna do some coffee now, and then we'll back to Pokemon, I guess. If I go over to this scene, you can see my coffee machine. I have an espresso machine right here, and various other things. But we're gonna do some espresso today. Ooh, need to clean that out. Ah, God, that's hot. Yes, please go de-stream, or I'll make you. But thank you for bringing everyone over. Stick around for more Pokemon. I do apologise for not being completely with it today. Hopefully tomorrow's stream, I will be with it, although I am, like I say, back in work tomorrow for the first time in 3 weeks. So tomorrow night might be a bit weird. Actually, I should probably talk about what we're doing tomorrow night. We're starting a new game. Oh yeah. Well, I say new. It's a game we played this time last year for 6 months. Who remembers what game we played for like 6 months of last year? Oh, it sparkles. It's a nice shiny boy, yeah. It's nice and shiny. Oh no! Viva Pinata? Oh god, you know I never played Viva Pinata. Maybe I should give Viva Pinata a go. Yes, oh no indeed. Oh no indeed. Right, let's get this coffee on the go. Unfortunately the camera angle is a bit crap because I need a longer HDMI cable. There's a whole story to that. Next week, it'll be better. I'll have it more over here. But yes, we are playing RimWorld tomorrow night. We're starting a new RimWorld campaign. There was a new DLC that released a few months back. And it's something to do with, it now introduces children, which I don't really care about, but also robots. You can become a robot overlord. And we will be doing that. Because why the hell wouldn't we? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. There won't be any chat integration to begin with, because I want to just I'm removing all the mods because I want to just try the new DLC by itself and see what happens. But seeing how that goes, and I might start adding things in. Because I want to see what's in like the base DLC before I start adding in all the nonsense that we added in last time. So, unfortunately, you will not be able to kill me with 100 tornadoes to begin with. Right, this is going to get a bit loud because of the grinder. I shall step over here. Shame. Yes, shame indeed. It's going to be fun. Hopefully it's going to be fun. My aim is to get a colony of myself and robots. Oh, one human and then just all robots. Because the robots we had in the game last year that was a mod. So it'll be completely different, it'll be weird. I have a quiet grinder. It's quite loud. I'm guessing you can't. It's not too bad. It's a slow grinder, so I think it's a bit quieter. But it goes, like I've got it on 4, and it's just enough for the espresso grind. It goes all the way up to 40, and about 38 is about the French press sort of grind I would put in. So, I got it for when I was doing pour overs, because I have pour overs up here. I've got mocha pots. I've got, what else have I got? Well, pour over is also a French press. I got the AeroPress, which I used earlier. That was the first coffee I was drinking when I started the stream, was the AeroPress. What else have I got? I've got a Vietnamese thin filter here. I do have a Turkish thing, but I can't grind fine enough for Turkish coffee, so I have yet to try that. One day. Also, I need like a pit of sand to do it in. Otherwise, it just won't be Turkish coffee. I still need to try the Cuban coffee. I need to do that. Because now I've got a mocha pot, I can actually do the traditional Cuban coffee. And for those who don't know what Cuban coffee is, it's you get brown sugar. So you get the first bits of the first few drips of the coffee that comes out of the mocha, or a stove top pot, or whatever you're using stove top wise. You then sort of like make a syrup with the brown sugar, and then you let the coffee brew normally anyway. So then you pour that in, and then you put like the syrup in on top. I believe it's on top, and that makes a nice sweet coffee. Need to try that. But then I also need to figure out how to get cameras and all that nonsense into the kitchen, because I don't have a stove here. What's a mokbok? Mokbok? Did I say mokbok? I said mocha pot. One of these. Why didn't I show it on that camera? One of these. It's the Italian stovetop stuff. Right, we need to do a cooling flush on the old espresso machine. Get rid of this too hot steam. There we go. Let's get rid of that. That's also warmed up that puck screen nicely. Jam that in there. I've ground it the same as before because we seem to get it almost perfectly, but this time I will actually time it. Hey Google, set timer for 25 seconds. So 25 seconds should be the minimum. Anywhere up to 35 seconds is good for the recommended output of twice as much. 2-to-1 ratio. That's bloody perfect, if I'm honest. Look at that. Stop. So what you can see is the bottom of the handle is roughly about 40 mils of coffee. I put 20 grams of grounds in. So that's a 2-to-1, 25 seconds. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's almost like I kind of know what I'm doing. Pour that into the same cup. I'll make an Americano again. Which is again 1-to-1 ratio of coffee to hot water. That is a hot water tap. That's the milk frother tap, if you're wondering. Turn the machine off because it'll start making noises otherwise. And there we go. Might have this one black. Oh, you didn't even know what it was. Oh, so I can tell you about the mocha pot. Let's go back to chat screen. So I can tell you about it. So basically, flat base, obviously that sits on top of traditionally a gas stove, but we've got an electric and it works fine. This is a very traditional Italian way of making coffee. So you fill the bottom container, this little valve for pressure release, if just in case. You fill it up with water up to roughly the bottom of that. You got a little basket for your coffee. And what happens is the water pressure builds up in here as it gets to boiling. It goes through this little spout, through the coffee, and then there's a little filter on the bottom there. That's air, obviously pressure tight, so that goes on there. And then there's a little spout here, and it comes out a little spout. And you get about a double espresso. So this takes about 10 grams of coffee. You grind it a bit finer than an AeroPress, but not quite as fine as espresso. I believe it's probably like a 1:6, maybe 1:4, 1:6 ratio of coffee to water. But you get probably about a double espresso out of it. This is a 2-cup size, by the way. There is a 1-cup size, which is smaller, and you can get all the way up to 12-cup sizes, which are massive. But that's just enough for me, really. So 2-cup double espresso. That's about right. Remus, hello. I set your Google off. I know. I'm sorry. It did tell me that it set your speaker off as well. Yeah, you're back to hang while you cook eggies. How many eggs are you having, Joe? It better be at least 4. So yes, anyway, the coffee I was making today was the Taylor's Rich Italian from the shop beans, because obviously, why am I showing it to that camera? That camera's off. Because I was given a lot of off-the-shelf coffee, and I thought I'd give you guys a go of the normal off-the-shelf coffee stuff rather than the fancy stuff I usually get. I hate fancy stuff. The more expensive, more specialty stuff rather than the stuff in the shop. Obviously, it's better to get beans so you can grind them at home, so it's fresher. Because as soon as you start grinding, there's more surface area, and the oxygen can interact with it more, which means it goes stale quicker. It just means when you open the bag, you gotta drink it quick, really. Did you like the science, Sam? Kind of like a pressure cooker. Yes, that's exactly what that is, basically. A percolator is another stove top kind of thing, and it's similar. How many eggs, Joe, and how are you cooking them? Scramble with many veggies. Ooh, very nice. But anyway, that is the coffee stream done for today. I don't think I'm gonna have another one, but we tested out the new mic. Hopefully it sounded all right, and we tested out the new Camlink Pro, and hopefully that looked all right. I think it all turned out fine. I just need longer HDMI cable, more cameras, and we're all good. Mic sounds great. I know. I think I need to put a compression on it because I can see it peaking occasionally, but. Yeah, sounds good.